Some hobby news that we pretty much already knew. Goldin auctions being purchased by eBay from collectors, but there are some juicy nuggets in the investor announcement, the eBay investor announcement. They kind of talk through all this thing, and it's a lot more to this than what we thought. Stick around. What's going on, sports card hobby family? We're back again. It's another day. It's another sports card video. I've got to get my flag football game plan ready for Saturday morning. We have got to get a victory coming off of an opening week loss, 12-6, and my son is not happy about it. He's been running around the yard trying to figure out routes and different things. So we got to get this ship back on track. Huge thanks to today's video sponsor, COMC.com. They're growing 35 million card inventory, a treasure trove for collectors with a wide range of options to suit every taste and preference. User-friendly COMC interface allows you to filter and search for cards with ease, ensuring you find exactly what cards you're looking to add to your collection. You can grade with them. They're running auctions through COMC, all sorts of different features. I'll have links in the video description as well as in the pinned comments to take you there. This is a really interesting thing because you now have really eBay and PSA, which I'll remind you now includes SGC. So I think they're also brought in on these offerings. And so what could happen here? What's going to be the result? And I think it's going to be a huge game changer for everyday hobbyists. I think a lot of people might have looked at the announcement. It's kind of like, okay, eBay acquired Goldin. Great. Who cares really? Like what? Okay, collectors is just kind of moving off of Goldin, whatever, onto the next. But when you really dig in deep, there is a lot of talk about how, they're really trying to integrate everything together. So with this whole buy, sell, trade partnership that they have built, and it looks to be, again, it's going to take some time to roll this out, but there's going to be kind of this cross offering. I'm speculating a little bit here, but just kind of reading between the lines, this seems to be like what the obvious goal would be. And it would be you grade cards with PSA, and then you can immediately list them on eBay seamlessly without getting them back and without having to list them and that sort of thing. On the flip side of that, I think that you're also going to be able to, with a click of a button, be able to grade your card that you just bought on eBay with PSA, and I think that also will include SGC, as SGC is part of the collector's umbrella. So just think about that. Think about the huge impact that's going to have for everybody. I mean, for dealers, for collectors. I mean, this makes it so much easier once they have this kind of nailed down, so much easier to, without having to touch the card every time. Because of course, what a lot of people are doing is they're buying off eBay, they're taking a look at it, they're sending it off to PSA to get graded. Now, of course, maybe you want to look at your cards before you send them to PSA, and so you might want to get your stuff back. It'll probably just depend case by case. But I think the whole idea, if you can seamlessly, for cards that, hey, that was going to go to PSA or SGC anyway, kind of regardless of grade, it's a PC item that I just thought was awesome on eBay, and you don't necessarily need to get it back, fill out a form to PSA. That's the other thing that I think is going to eventually not be as common, is we're all filling out forms and sending off to PSA. PSA and collectors clearly looking at who are the biggest platforms out there. They've partnered with COMC. eBay is also partnered with COMC. You look at eBay, obviously the largest. Goldin Auctions is a big player, clearly, in more of the higher end items, but they have lower end items as well. And so for Goldin people, for people that have been selling on Goldin, what's in it for them? Well, my assumption here is that you have the eBay eyeballs. This is all going to be integrated together, I assume, to where Goldin is going to be tied in. Those auctions are going to be tied into eBay and integrated together. That's pretty huge. I mean, that's big movement in our hobby. Just if you're looking to, buy, sell, consign cards out, whether it's high end or if you're just kind of buying, selling on the lower to mid end, this would essentially create a much more seamless approach, to doing business, whether you're buy, sell, trade. We look at grading and it hasn't slowed down at all. It's only sped up. We've got we're 15 million cards a year is what it looks like. It's been steady that way, and this just makes it easier for people to convenience. People are all about convenience. Why is Amazon so huge? Amazon is such a huge company because it's just friggin' convenient. You just order stuff, free shipping if you're a Prime member, whatever, and then off you go. And now how many people just use Amazon as opposed to driving to Walmart or driving to Meijer or whatever your store is? Even with groceries now, my wife is having groceries delivered here. We don't even go grocery shopping as much. She just goes on an app, bada bing, bada boom, and we've got groceries showing up. She'll tell me, hey, groceries are gonna be delivered between 7 and 8 a.m. or whatever. Everything is just about convenience. The internet really is about convenience. Buying, selling, trading cards. Yes, of course, there's a lot of fun and there's benefits to going to a card show, doing live deals and that sort of thing. But just from a sheer convenience standpoint, if we only had card shows and card shops like we did in 1990 when I was a kid to buy cards.
That's the hottest thing. People want to buy wax packs like from 84, 85, 86. Packs like this, 86 packs. These are worth $5 a pack. Okay? People rather buy this, spend $5 and try to get a Jose Canseco rookie that's worth $70. They'd rather do this than buy a $70 card.
Would there be as many transactions as now? Of course not. Of course. The reason why we have so many transactions, so much volume of sales, is because of the ease. We sit there on our smartphone and we order cards. You have a bag of chips, you got like sauce falling on your t-shirt while you're ordering cards. It can't be any easier. Well, I guess it can be easier, and that's what we're looking at here. It's integrating it all together. I think a lot of people might be like, you know what? I'm not sure how I feel about this. A bunch of large companies partnering together. But look, the large companies are going to operate regardless of everybody's feelings. There's been a lot of consolidation in the trading card space. A lot of the smaller players are going away. You're going to have more integration against these big companies. And again, it just shows you that they're all working together. I saw, Fanatics Live has been posting like crazy. PSA and Fanatics Live, hugs and kisses and all this stuff. Fanatics and collectors are working hand in hand on this thing. Fanatics, collectors, eBay, these are the largest companies in our space, and they are all working together to make it work for them. So again, I think one could look at this as saying like, oh man, big companies doing more big company things. Others might say, you know what? It's convenience. It's really all about convenience. The other thing too is eBay and PSA already connected for authentication for cards. So these relationships are pretty deep. At this point, really they kind of all need each other. They really do, to make it work the way that they need it to work, to kind of advance this thing and make it a better buying, selling, trading environment for card collectors / enthusiasts / hobbyists. They have to all work together, and they are. And so this is interesting. This is more of a story than I thought. When I first saw it, it was just kind of like ho-hum. Moving on to the next, I've been hearing about this. Acquisition, no big deal. But when I really looked at the details of it, the fact that we'll probably be in a space, I'm speculating 12 months from now, you're on eBay, you buy a card, you got your authentication or whatever, and you've got to, grade it with PSA or grade it with SGC. I think that's going to be a button on the eBay site sooner rather than later. So we'll have to see though. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think this is a net benefit for hobbyists, or is this like, I don't want these big companies playing in my sandbox? All right, friends, stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.